Hi there, thank you for joining us today. In today's workshop, we will focus on key features of the DevRev build. So, we will explore features like issues, the roadmap, and the now, next, later planning. But before we dive into any of those, let's first see what we have on the agenda for today. So, we'll start by exploring the purpose of the build app and various personas that interact with it. We'll dive into how you can visualize and manage the components of your products using paths and trails. Then we'll take a closer look at how to create and track issues within DevRev Build app, keeping your product development on track. Then we'll discuss how to manage product enhancements and outline your development roadmap effectively. We'll then cover how to prioritize tasks using the now, next, later framework to streamline your development process. And then finally, we will review how to plan and manage sprints, ensuring your team stays on target with deliverables. So let's kick off by exploring the purpose behind DevRev Build and why it's a game changer for product development. So when we first started exploring DevRev, we realized that DevRev Build is an ideal tool for facilitating the entire product development lifecycle. So, from the discovery of new features through defining and then developing them to finally delivering those features to customers, DevRev Build helps you track every stage of the process and makes it visible to the whole product team. So, this ensures that everyone is aligned and has access to the right information at the right time. While DevRef Build is primarily built for product managers and engineers, it can be used by any internal team managing projects, products, or even features. So, a great internal example at DevRev is how our design team uses Build. So, we create issues and assign them to the design team, which allows them to track and prioritize their work. So, as a person who raised the issue, I can monitor its progress in real time, so I know exactly when it will be completed. This use case shows that DevRev Build is not just for product teams, but any internal team can use it for task management, making it a versatile tool across your organization. So, the key value proposition of DevRev Build is its ability to integrate customer feedback directly into the product development lifecycle. So, in our previous sessions, we talked about how DevRev support enables customer interactions. But today, we'll explore how you can bring that valuable customer feedback into your product development process. So, it's essential for product teams to have insight into what's most important to your customers so that they can prioritize their work accordingly. So, this is where DevRev Build really stands out. It ties the voice of the customer directly into your product strategy. So we've already covered the basics of the platform navigation. Now let's see and explore more about paths and trails. So let me take you back to the platform and let's explore trails. All right. So I'm using Maple as a demo environment here, which essentially focuses on payment gateways and similar services. So if I click on any of these products, I can see that it is dividing further into capabilities. Now, think of your product as a whole, essentially a company, right? Capabilities are what your product does. For example, Maple allows us to search, manage enterprise capabilities, handle core functionalities, cards, rewards, and security features. So if I click on any of these capabilities, it will further divide into features. Now, features represents how your product delivers its capabilities. Now, if I further click on features, it will further divide into enhancements, which are basically the new features that aren't really existing right now in the platform. And then I can also look at the underlying technical machineries like runnables or microservices. So runnables are components that you can execute or run directly. So think of them as active parts of your products that perform specific functions or tasks, right? So this visual structure provides a comprehensive map of everything related to your product, which is incredibly valuable when it comes to creating issues or tickets. So, by understanding how each feature and capability fits into the overall product framework, you can accurately categorize and link issues or tickets. So, if I hover on any particular capability here, I can click on View to look at the number of tickets that are associated with this particular capability, the number of issues, articles, documents. I can also look at the top contributors to this particular capability here, which is enterprise. I can also look at the top customers who use enterprise capability as well as the active sprint boards on this capability, right? So this comprehensive view provides a clear and detailed understanding of your capability status and context, right? So while Trails provides a graphical representation of our product structure, Paths offers a list view of everything that constitutes our product, which includes enhancements, capabilities. Um, so it also includes features. So if I click on type, it includes features, enhancements, product, capabilities, etc. And while tracking these paths, you can also look at all of the associated tickets for these particular paths. So this is a valuable way for your product team to gain insights into product performance and for your support team to identify patterns. Let's say an unusually high volume of tickets related to this particular feature. All of that can be tracked. So, this connection between past features and issues creates a seamless way to integrate customer feedback into both support and product development, ensuring that you prioritize what matters the most to you. So, we also have enhancements here, and as mentioned earlier, enhancements represents new features or capabilities that don't yet exist within the platform. So, they are, new additions that are being developed to expand or improve our offering. Apart from that, we also have several filtering options available here, which allows you to apply filters based on your needs. For example, you can filter based on rev paths and dev paths. So, rev paths refer to how your product is experienced by customers and typically include product, capabilities, and features. So, if I click on type, I can see there are products, capabilities, features, as well as enhancements. Whereas if I click on dev parts, these represents the code, services, or components that are used by developers, which often support one or more ref paths, right? So you can filter here, and you can see that it's only linkables and runnables here. Similarly, you can also filter by who owns these particular parts of the product. You can also filter by parent part and as well as add or remove filters as and when necessary. You can also sort this based on created date, modified date based on this stage, as well as group this based on created by owner, etc. And you can also customize this view for yourself. So let's say if I want to add another column which says created by, I can do that. And you can see the column popping up here. I can also remove it as and when necessary. All right. Now let's take a deeper dive into the issues. Now, issues are internal work items that can be assigned to team members such as engineers, PMs, or designers, as mentioned earlier. So, before going into an actual issue, let's first explore the interface here. Now, similar to what we just saw in the path section, there are several filter options available here as well. So, you can filter by the issues that are only assigned to you, the high priority issues which are modified in the last 24 hours. You can also filter based on created date, owner, stage in which the issue is in currently. You can also use the sorting and grouping options similar to what we just saw on paths. You can customize this view for yourself as well. And once you make any changes, you will have an option to save this vista. So let's say if I only want to look at the issues that are assigned to me, I can go ahead and apply that filter and click on save option here. Create a new view, give this vista a title, let's say this one, a description. You can also decide on the visibility, whether you want this vista to be visible to everyone who is using this interface, or sorry, instance, or just you. You can also pin it under any of these sections. So let's say I want it under my product section here under my left navigation menu. And once done, I can click on create. So you can see that the Vista has now appeared under my product section here. If you want to have it under any of the other section, you can also move it to other sections here. Right. Apart from that, there is another option which is available here for us, which is Smart Cluster. Now, smart clustering is a feature in DevRev that groups similar issues together, helping to organize and categorize them based on their similarities. So it serves as a personalized vista for users to view and manage their grouped issues, and allows sharing with the other dev users for collaboration and efficient problem solving. So the AI generates the clustered view with most commonly used keywords in all of the issues, making it very easier for you to identify and address common issues. So as you can see that there are 5 issues under critical payment system failures and issues. Similarly, there are 10 issues under diverse feature request and bug fixes, etc. And this view can also be exported as CSV and JSON file as well. All right. Now let's talk about some of the stages that a issue goes through. So, firstly, we have right, the to-do stage. The to-do stage of an issue is referred to as the open stage. So this is the initial stage where newly created issues are reviewed to determine their next steps. So they may be closed immediately if they are duplicates or invalid, or moved to backlog for future development if they are accepted. And then we have the triaging stage, which is the process of prioritizing work items, be it issues or tickets, based on their severity, risks, and frequency of occurrence. Um, and then we have the triage stage. So, this is where newly created issues appear. So, at this stage, either a user or an automated process reviews the issue and decides where it should go next. And then we have the backlog stage. So issues that have been accepted but aren't planned for the upcoming development cycles remain here. So issues in the backlog can be groomed and either moved to a prioritized state or left in the backlog depending on priority and team bandwidth. And the issues that are prioritized will be under the prioritized stage. So these stages can be mapped and customized to your requirements, but these are some of the stages that we have in DevRev. Okay, so now let's go into an actual issue and see what we have in that interface there. So if you click on any of this issue, you will see several attributes which provide crucial details about the issue view and modified attributes. So you can add, remove, or edit different attributes as needed, such as you have the owner here, I mean, who owns this particular issue. We have the priorities, P0 being the highest priority and P3 being the highest priority. We have the stages that we just discussed about, and then there is the part. So it's important to ensure that a part is always selected for the issue which ties it to the relevant product component or area of the company. And then we have tags, which helps us to differentiate an issue with another. And similarly, we have all the other attributes here as well. And you can also filter these attributes based on filled fields, based on empty fields, also based on required fields, and only those attributes will pop up, hiding the rest of those. You can also search for a particular attribute here directly, and it will pull up that attribute for you. Then we also have an option to link issues, tickets, and incidents here. So if there are multiple tickets that are coming in for the same request, maybe a feature request, you can link that ticket here to this particular issue to keep track of it. And then you can also link child issues to this particular parent issue here. So this allows for better organization and visibility of related work. And you can also link the incidents to this issue as well. Now, at the top right, you will also see several options available, starting from the huddle option. So you can quickly start the huddle with everyone who has subscribed to this ticket. So all of the subscribers, okay, yeah, this is where you can find all of the subscribers of this particular ticket, and you can also add subscribers as needed. So I can look for that particular member and add them as one of the subscribers of this ticket. And you can quickly start a huddle with that, with those subscribers, to gain insights into the next steps maybe, or anything related to this issue. You also have an option which is the AI summarizer. Now, what AI summarizer does is it will provide a summary of entire discussions or entire issue here, to give you a overall, description of what has been happening here, what are the next steps, what is the problem at hand. And you can copy this information and send to other team members as well, for them to review this particular issue, right? So if there are a lot of discussion that has happened in the internal discussion tab here, you can simply use the summarize option to uh, get a concise summary of uh, what's the context of this issue. And then we have of course, we have the issue ID, we have the title, we have the description, and then this interface is also divided into two different tabs, starting from the internal discussion tab, where all of the subscribers of this ticket can quickly have a discussion, and you can also add members to this discussion as well, and you can tag them directly, and type in a message here, and they will be notified in their updates tab. In the events tab is where, uh, any of the updates will be listed along with the timestamp. Okay. Once the issue has been resolved, you can change the stage of this issue from any other stage to completed, and that's when an issue will be marked as resolved. All right. Now let's explore the roadmap feature. So the roadmap is specifically designed for product managers to track the progress of their, products, focusing on enhancements. So it only includes items that represents new feature or improvement that our product teams are working on, which is what we call enhancements. So you can see only enhancement in this uh, in this view here. So the roadmap uses a Kanban style layout, similar to what we are going to see in the now next later view. So this helps in tracking the stages of enhancements. So the now stage is where enhancements that are currently in development, UX, or testing are housed. The next stage is where all the prioritized enhancements are housed, where the work hasn't started yet, and the later is enhancements that are still in ideation, prioritized but not yet started, or deprioritized are housed under the later tab. And as you can see, if I'm on now, I can see UX development and testing, whereas if I click on the next step, I can see prioritized stage here. So this layout is useful for product management or project management, strategic planning, and tracking progress from the customer facing team's perspective. So again, we have several filtering options available here, which we priorly saw on paths and issues as well. So yeah, you can also see the number of customers which who has requested for this particular enhancements, the number of sales opportunities associated with this enhancements, along with the potential revenue generated from these deals. And you can also track the number of tickets which are associated with this particular enhancement. So these are all the requests that are coming in from the customers for this enhancement here. Great. Now let's look at the now next later vista. So this is also incredibly helpful feature for tracking the progress of your issues based on their stage. So again, it is divided into three different tabs here, similar to what we just saw in roadmap. So now stage includes all the issues that are currently in progress. So these could be in development, testing, review, or deployment stage. So as you can see here, these are all the stages of the issues in the now tab. The next tab contains issues that are prioritized and will be tackled next. So they are ready to be worked on once the current batch in the now stage is completed. And lastly, the later tab shows issues that are either backlogged or have low priority. So these issues are not immediately being worked on but can be picked up later as priorities shift. So the Now Next Later Vista provides a clear roadmap for managing your team's workload, helping prioritize tasks effectively and track what's currently being worked on versus what's up next. And again, you will, find the similar filtering, sorting, grouping, customizing option available here as well. All right. So now let's discuss sprints. So sprints are defined periods during which specific task needs to be completed and prepared for review. So at the end of the sprint, you can analyze the sprint metrics as well. So yeah, seems like I don't really have an access to open the sprint for you, but you can access the sprint insights from within the sprint itself. And you can again, this interface is divided into two different tabs here. Active sprint is where the work is current actively being worked on, and sorry, all the sprints that are actively being worked on, and planned are which are planned for the next cycle. And then you can also create a sprint board from clicking the plus sprint option here, filling in the necessary details and clicking on create. All right, so that wraps up my presentation for today. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you in the next session.